cut on and hit the third. Go first in time. That will go 5-3 for out number 1. Okay. I guess just whenever you want to start streaming.
I already started. We're good.
Well,
We're up.
Thanks for letting me know. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside the one and only Mr. Jonathan Kaspar. Josh Hernandez at the plate. The Ray Texans versus the Rouse Raiders. Jacob Solis on the mound. That pitch down and away for ball 1. Signs. Oh, thank you. That is hit into left. That'll be a base hit. For Josh Hernandez. Okay, Signs is on the mound?
Jacob Signs.
What does it say? Solis.
Oh, I put him in there twice.
And this is the broadcast where we work out our bugs.
Welcome to Controlled Chaos.
It's baseball time in Texas as number 6, O.J. Ruiz, will come to the plate. Jacob Signs dealing for the Raiders. Carson Pruitt behind the plate. Mason Gonzalez at first. Christian Caro at second. Scott Knight at third. Jacob Solis at short. Joe Burry in left. Connor Thompson in center. And Adolfo Erives in right field. That pitch fouled off for strike 1.
All right, and I think I've got us up to date on our board for everybody watching at home, and got a little bit of a treat on hand for you with a new thank you to the Booster Club, and we have some updated.
Cut on and hit out to deep left field. This will one hop to the fence. It's played by Burry. The throw will be not in time. And the Texans have one aboard on a 1-run double by O.J. Ruiz.
And again, folks, what I was about to allude to is change in view. If you noticed, the primary view that you had to start this game was of the batter's box. And now we're going to our traditional view here right behind home plate with a new updated camera that makes everything look so pretty.
Number 4, Aiden Ortiz will come to the plate. 1 on with 1 out here in the top of the first. Raiders trailing by 1. Signs has the sign. He comes set. He'll check the runner at second. He'll spin off and look Ruiz back to the bag. Signs comes set. Fastball down the middle, cut on and missed for strike 1. A beautiful sunny day here in Leander. Wind blowing out of the south from right to left. Throw back to second will not be in time as Ruiz dives back in safely. Carlos Luna on deck. The 0-1 pitch. That is cut on and fouled off down the first base line for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Ortiz. Raiders dropped the first game of today versus the Hendrickson Hawks. They lost 2-0 in that contest.
You don't have to touch it. Yeah.
Ortiz will call time. He'll step off and step back in. If you notice something different, folks, the Raiders have a turf field this year.
Yes, sir. The district finally coming through and
pitch high and outside for ball one.
Shedding some of that money onto the baseball program.
Well, that was a bond package. Make improvements throughout the district. All the schools except Vandergrift will have new turf this year. Well, the exception of Glenn. This is cut on and hit over to second. That is played by Cotto. Cotto will throw to first, and that will retire Ortiz for out number 2. Carlos Luna will come to the plate. Two out with a runner at third. Raiders trailing by 1. O.J. Ruiz with an RBI double. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike 1. That pitch fouled off for strike 2. And Luna down in the count quick.
Michael, do you by chance have the chat line up?
No, I do not.
If we could get that, everybody at home, anybody watching, definitely we would love your feedback on the new camera feeds here that we have. Again, work in progress. First game of the new season here with the new equipment.
That pitch misses down and away for ball 1.
We're going to love to be able to help everybody out at home and just, take any constructive criticism.
Be kind. That slider misses low for ball 2, and that will tie it up. Two the count. Deuce is wild. That pitch fouled off, and the count will remain at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for Carlos Luna. The 2-2 pitch. That is fouled back. And the count will stay even at 2.
And also, again, on that chat, I've also got a really cool with our switcher here for video, picture-in-picture. I've actually got that up right now, and I can utilize that to always be able to show the primary view of behind home plate. That will only be the picture-in-picture, and then the big screen view will be able to switch around.
Luna caught looking for out number 3, and that will end it for the Texans. They get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1. And after 1/2, it's 1-0 Texans. On to the bottom we go. Due up for the Raiders. In the bottom, Joe Burry, Christian Caro, and Connor Thompson. Defensively for the Texans on the mound, number 12, Diego Morales. Behind the plate, number 16, Josh Hernandez. At first base, number 9, Raul Trevino. At second base, number 11, Carlos Luna. At third base, number 6, O.J. Ruiz. At short, number 1, Ethan Garza. In left field, number 5, R.J. Macias. In center, number 8, Derek Chavez. And in right, Aiden Ortiz. The designated hitter, number 13, Kelly Kruger.
And playing against the Raiders today is Corpus Christi, or CC Ray. They are coached by Orlando Ruiz in his 10th year as the head coach, 206 career wins. Assisted by Wilman Rodriguez, Efren Lara, Justin Mora, and Kobe Andretti.
All right.
2024 record 19, 13, and 1, 6-2 in the by-district, and they were by-district finalists. And they do have 5 returning starters.
Ryan, and I want to please let me know if I'm saying your last name correctly. Hansanawat says the cameras look good.
Excellent. Appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much. And that's one of the boys, right?
Yes. We were looking at some of them. We got some
and we have another one that we've got to work on
right.
making sure to enunciate properly. I got got that feedback. Okay. There you go.
Yep.
Mr. H.
All right, here we go. Number 14, Joe Burry makes his way to the plate. And I want to make, is it, I say Burry, and it's spelled B-U-R-I, like Barry, like you bury somebody. So I want to make sure I'm saying it correct. Joe Burry. Diego Morales will deal the first pitch. A nice little changeup for strike one. That is cut on and hit out to left, and that will be caught by R.J. Macias.
Not one that you want to change right there. I mean, he actually hit that one on a rope, Michael. It was great shot. Would not change a thing right there.
Fly ball to left for out number one. I thought it was actually going to drop. Macias was able to get to it in time. That will bring up number 12, Christian Caro. Caro will take for a strike on the inside corner. Caro batting from the left side. Raiders, from what I understand, Jonathan, we have 3 lefties in the lineup this year.
We do have 3 lefties. I know we'll see 2 of them in the rotation quite frequently.
The 0-1 inside just barely misses him.
With Adolfo and Mason. Gonzo.
For ball 1.
Little Gonzo.
But
we always called him Big Gonzo just to make Blake a little upset, right?
Well, that's what Blake chiming in. He says, Little Gonzo better turn up. The 1-1 pitch. That's inside. A fastball for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Connor Thompson on deck. 2-1 pitch. Gets the outside corner for strike 2, and that will even it up at 2.
And to those returning from last year, you're definitely going to see and hear a lot of new faces, see a lot of new names out there after we graduated a lot of seniors last year. And
you see, we only had 4 returning starters. Cut on and hit out to left. This will drop in. Base hit.
That's nice.
Cover over round first.
I thought he was going to turn that one into a double right there.
And he will hold up and come back, but he'll pick up a single.
Yeah, he was quick out of the gates. Definitely wanted to turn that one into 2. And Coach Perez said, no, pump the brakes there, son. Let's come back here to first. And
that will bring up Thompson. Gonzalez on deck. 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Raiders trailing 1-0. Morales will deal. He gets to the inside corner for strike 1. And so far, he's gotten first pitch strike.
Yes, he has. And he's actually working both sides of the plate in doing so as well. So bodes well for him in an early look for the season.
That pitch just a bit inside.
I'm going to say high, too. Just a little bit. Or as my man here would say, just a skosh high.
Just a skosh. Give us that number 2 angle. Throw to first will not be in time, and Morales lucky that Trevino was able to get that. That was a little high. That could have made for an extra base. 1-1 the count to Thompson. 1-1 pitch.
Oh.
He checks his swing, but he's rung
Yeah,
up.
He went around. He tried. He ended up going around on that one just enough.
1-2 the count. Caro extends his lead at first. Morales checks him. From the stretch, this is cut on and hit to left. This will be a base hit for Connor Thompson. And the Raiders will have 2 on board. That will bring up Little Gonzo.
Tell you what, got a chance to come out to a few games earlier this year, and he was swinging a pretty hot bat early and getting on pretty frequently. A lot of extra base hits from him.
Number 11, Andrew Sanchez on deck. Sanchez, the designated hitter for the afternoon. Morales comes set. First pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, Andrew Sanchez, one of the familiar names from the heroics of last year.
Definitely one of the returning starters from last year.
Yes, he and Jacob Solis, Connor Thompson.
0-1, the count to Gonzalez. The 0-1 pitch. Wow. Where did that miss?
Over the middle.
My goodness. What a pitch.
Yeah, too much middle. I like that one. Too much middle.
Too much middle. That was a good pitch by
That looked really good. A lot of late movement there. Caught a lot of the plate.
Morales will step off, and he'll re-engage. He picks up the sign from Hernandez. The 1-1 pitch. Pitch down and away.
Oh, the way he popped up, I thought that was going to be a makeup call.
I thought that
he
there for a
popped up
second.
real quick, like, yeah, I'm good with the ball. That was a ball.
2-1.
2 on. Chasing 1 run.
That pitch down and in for ball 3. And one of the few times that Morales has been down on the count.
And what I love seeing from little Gonzo here is he's crowding that plate. Just something about
In fact,
Colin,
the first time he's been down in the count.
Correjo, Caden Kaspar, all were really good as lefties, just really getting in on that line inside that batter's box.
The 3-1 pitch. Curveball in for strike 2, and the count will go full. Morales comes set. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball. This is
get out ball. Get out.
Hit
ball.
out to
get out,
left
ball.
center
oh.
and
laid out for the catch and missed.
Laid out for it, as you said, and that will score a run, and the ball game is tied. An RBI.
He actually ended up overrunning that and didn't realize that ball cut back into his body as he went to lay out. He ended up hitting it in the forearm and couldn't corral it. But the backup center fielder was there, Derek Chavez, to get the ball in quick and keep it at 1 run.
That'll be an RBI double for Mason Gonzalez.
And if the scouting report is out, they may want to think about giving him first base with it being open.
Sanchez pops this one up to left center. Chavez under it. He will make the catch, and that will score. Thompson on the sac fly to center.
Because just like that, Rouse goes up. Where was the jet stream on that, man? We had wind blowing like crazy when I got here, and that ball would have easily been pushed over the fence with the wind, and now there it is.
Yeah, there.
It needed about a 30-second pause there before that pitch was delivered to.
Right.
Oh,
First
hit
pitch.
The batter. Oh, didn't hit it.
Into Adolfo Urives. for ball one. I thought it hit him.
I thought it did, but nobody's made any signals, and he didn't act like it did, and that allowed the advancement of Mason Gonzalez over to third.
Jacob Solis on deck, and that wind is just whipping. Morales back from the windup. That pitch gets the outside corner.
Okay, there we go. I had
for strike one, and that will even the count.
We had the crowd mic all the way down, too. Now we got the crowd mic, so all you're catching is wind right now, folks. I'll try to keep that to a minimum.
The 1-1, that's in for strike two. Raiders take the lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the first. The 1-2. That will get away from Hernandez, and that will score Gonzalez. And the Raiders plate three here in the first.
Oh, we even get a little bit of the celebrations in this camera 2 view as they give their little high fives. They pop up right in the camera there. Don't worry, folks. The audio feed is off on these cameras.
2-2. This is hit to second. That's played by Luna. The throw will go to the fence.
Okay. Great quick reaction.
And Arribas will reach on the error. That will be an E4 with an extra base.
Yeah, Carlos Luna made a great play on the ball, popped up, had plenty of time, just unfortunately for him, throws it straight into the dirt, the brown turf, as we call it. Not the dirt, it's the brown turf.
Yeah, I'll mess that one up a lot.
Oh, especially out on this field. That's right.
We've had a grass field for 17 years. Morales from the stretch, pitch down and away.
Still looks like a grass field, Mike.
Jacob Solis.
We got beautiful cut lines. I mean, the manicure guy, the team here is phenomenal at keeping this field manicured and nice and pretty.
Carson Pruitt on deck. Pitch high and outside for ball two.
As quick as Diego Morales is getting up on these guys, these few batters, they've been able to hang in there, foul off a few, and go a little deeper in the count.
Extends his lead at second. The 2-0. That's outside for ball three.
And now that we've got
the first time that Morales has been in a 3-0 count.
Yes, sir.
As most of the batters that he's faced, he's gotten first strike pitches. The 3-0 pitch. That's outside. That will go to the backstop, and Solis will draw the walk.
Yeah, he squared off to show bunt. Ball was well outside. He pulled the bat back in time.
That'll be a wild pitch to advance Arribas to third base. That will bring up Carson Pruitt. He's the 8th batter in this inning. Scott Knight on deck.
Let's see. Let's see how this looks here, folks. I'm going to try this. We do get a good view of the pitcher and the batter.
First pitch, that's high. Throw down to second will not be in time.
And Arribas.
That will go into center field.
Off to the races.
On the errant throw, and that will score Arribas for run number 4. And Solis will advance to third.
Yeah, and that is actually a normal called pick play where they...
Did he call that a strike?
Yeah, that's what it shows. They go to throw down to attempt to make the runner at third go home.
That pitch misses low for ball one, and that will even it up.
And in doing so, the second baseman normally comes up and plays that early and is able to make the throw and get the runner caught between, but unfortunately for them, they forgot to catch the ball before they were allowed to throw the ball, right?
1-1 pitch. That is fouled off for strike 2. Well, you remember last year when we did our first game, Jonathan, it was at Vista Ridge during the LISD tournament because it had rained and we couldn't play here at home. And so we had to play at Vista Ridge.
Yeah, we did.
The 1-2, that is cut on and hit down the third base line. That is off the glove of Ruiz.
I'm going to call that as a hit because that was absolutely new.
Smoking liner. That'll be an RBI single for Carson Pruitt.
Yeah, now, so we got the game changer within earshot. That looks like a hit to me, Mr. Game Changer. Just saying, that's my 2 cents, you know.
Raiders have batted around with number 1, Scott Knight, coming to the plate.
Yeah, you never know with those game changer guys. I'll tell you, man. Some of them are pretty strict on these guys.
One on with 2 outs. Pruitt at first. Actually, probably got a courtesy runner. Throw down to second. Not in time.
Very close. Very close. Just got the toes in there.
As he will pick up a steal for Pruitt. Do we have a name for number 3?
Number 3 is the, and
Graves?
that would be, Adrian Graves.
Adrian Graves.
Hey, another name we
courtesy
know.
Runner. The 1-0 pitch, that's outside for ball 2.
And with Scott Knight represents the bottom of the lineup. So, as Michael said, on deck, Joe Burry.
Graves extends his lead at second. That will go through the legs of Hernandez on the wild pitch.
Oh, I already had him on third.
And Raiders have runners at third.
Yes, ball. Yeah, it was down in the brown turf.
3-0 the count. You know what? I'm calling it dirt.
Sorry, folks. That's a joke that goes back to last season when we were playing turf, and Michael kept saying that was down in the dirt. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was
that got him
in the brown turf.
No, he drew the walk. That's 2 walks issued by Morales this inning. Raiders have now batted around as Joe Barry makes his way to the plate. Christian Caro on deck.
Bounce it around here and get back to the
runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Batter's box view. And unlike a scrimmage, you're not really going to get the flip of the side here as you bat around in the
You're doing something
lineup.
And it's working in my headset, making it sound better.
Is it sounding better?
Pitch gets the outside corner.
Yes, no.
For strike 1.
Just moving this cable.
Yeah. Nothing in 1, the count. Morales from the stretch. The pitch, that'll sail high for ball 1.
Oh, let it fly, catcher. Hernandez had.
He did fly, or that was going to the backstop.
Yeah. He was able to catch Scott Knight there out in no man's land and had an opportunity there, but thought twice of it and tucked that ball back in his pocket.
1-1 the count to Burry. 1-1 pitch. That's outside for ball 2. Knight will advance on defensive indifference.
He's got that Knight speed. Big brother Jack, former junior Olympian.
The 2-1 pitch, that is cut on and hammered down the left field line for strike 2. Goes foul.
Of course, first at bat for Joe was a good knock directly to the left fielder. See if he can improve upon that and just wiggle it a little bit more to the gap, and he could be running for a little while.
Deuce is wild on the pitch that gets the outside corner. He catches Burry looking. That was a good pitch.
Yeah.
And that will end the Raider first. They get 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And they leave 2. After 1 complete, it's 5-1 Rouse. On to the second we go. Due up for the Texans in the second. Garza, Trevino, and Kruger.
Yeah, I see 2 outs. I think it's 0. Top of 2.
No changes defensively for the Raiders. We'll run through the defense right quick. On the mound, number 34, Jacob Sines. Behind the plate, number 21, Carson Pruitt. At first base, number 9, Mason Gonzalez. At second, number 12, Christian Caro. At third, number 1, Scott Knight. At short, number 7, Jacob Solis. And left, number 14, Joe Burry. In center, number 6, Connor Thompson. And in right, number 4, Adolfo Urives.
And a quick little shout out here. Rouse Raiders.
See, you sound really good.
With Coach Krimpine returning for his 23rd year as head coach, 515 career wins. Assisted by Manny Perez, Drew David, and Will Noble. 2024 records, 34-10, 10-4, state semifinalists last year.
Ethan Garza will stand in. He will take for ball 1 on a pitch well outside.
And again with 4 returning starters.
Trevino on deck. The 1-0. This is popped up and playable. Catch will be made by Gonzalez for out number 1.
Ooh, I tried to bounce over, folks. Let's see if I was able to get that in time. I moved over to our infield camera view. Of course, it was as far away from that camera as possible. Camera is set up at the third base dugout.
We're still lagging. I'm seeing on here that we'll see here in just a second.
Yeah, we'll see if I clicked it over as the ball was in the air. Not sure if I caught the...
Yeah, you did. That first pitch misses low for ball 1 to Trevino. The 1-0 from Sign gets the outside corner for strike 1, and that will even it up.
Great little pitch. Living on the corners there is Jacob Sines.
1-1 misses low for ball 2. Yeah, I got to figure this out. This has really bothered me in my headsets. The 2-1 pitch, that's outside for ball 3. Hey, that worked.
I'm pushing in on the...
Okay.
Does it go back? Or
well,
good?
I'll let you know here in just a second. The 3-1, that is fouled away for strike 2, and that will even or put it into a full count. Kruger going to take a ding on his on-deck fielding percentage. That was fielded by the swing and miss for strike 3.
Jammed him inside with the high fastball on that one. Very effective.
Signs will pick up his second strikeout of the afternoon. That will bring up the designated hitter, number 13, Kelly Kruger. Pruitt gives the sign. That pitch at the top of the zone for strike 1.
Yeah.
The 0-1, that is cut on and hit over to short. That is played by Solis. The throw to first in time, and the Texans go in order in the second. No runs on no hits. They leave nobody on. After 1.5, it's 5-1 Rouse. On to the bottom we go. Duel for the Raiders in the second. Caro, Thompson, and Gonzalez. We want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball here on SHN Sports. I'm Michael Francis alongside Mr. Jonathan Kaspar. Mr. Kaspar in his 5th year.
Yes, sir.
Of Raider broadcasting.
The stadium
and look who
is here.
Don Miller is in the house.
And I believe he's going to return as the stadium voice this year.
All right.
Very nice.
Hey, good deal. I'll be here. Jonathan will be here for game 2.
Yes.
He's laying out
too.
He's laying out on the morning game.
Yep, and as Michael said, thanks for tuning in and joining us here for our inaugural 2025 broadcast of the Rouse Raider season.
Morales back out to pitch the second for the Texans.
Lots of new equipment. You know, changed up, got a little bit more streamlined here. I'm not as cramped in my corner over here in the box, but
yeah, well, what we need to do, Jonathan, we need to give a huge shout out to the Booster Club for making this happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We couldn't bring this to you without every bit of their help and the support of not only the boosters but the families, right?
Yeah,
the families,
absolutely.
Friends of the families, extended families. You know, everybody helps out and contributes in one way or another to produce or bring this production to life. And
with that being said, we want to give a shout out to Mode Design for sponsoring Rouse Raider Baseball. Christian Caro will dig in. He's 1 for 1. He's singled to left his first time up. He'll take for strike 1. The 0-1 delivery, that's outside for ball 1. Connor Thompson on deck. Raiders have some activity in the bullpen.
That's going to be number 4.
That pitch, wow. Not sure where that missed. He painted the outside corner for ball 2. That was a good-looking pitch from Diego Morales. The 2-1, that's inside for ball 3.
I will be here right at the start of the second game, Saturday.
I'm in second and third. I figured both the Rouse games.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys.
I won't be here for the first round.
The 3-1 pitch gets the outside corner for strike 2 and works the count full.
Good seeing you, Don.
Good to see you, Don. All righty. Yeah. The payoff pitch, that's outside for ball 4.
Much to the dismay of the CC Ray faithful here, as they were not happy about that. Got a few of the dads over here.
Outside.
Oh, no doubt. No, they weren't arguing the call. They were just upset that he threw the ball.
1 on with nobody out for Connor Thompson. We do have some activity in the Raider bullpen. That was number 8.
Number 8 is Driscoll. Colby, right? Colby Driscoll.
Coach gave me access to Game Changer, so we'll have to get that information. Wow, that pitch was 1.5 feet outside for strike 1. It'd be good if he'd just be consistent.
Hey, bad is consistent too. He's consistently bad.
Thompson will put the bat head on it and throw to first.
He got him. Oh,
be in time.
Great stretch from the first baseman there.
That will advance Caro to second base. That will go 4-3 on the putout for out number 1.
Yeah, again, Carlos Luna over at second, making the play look routine as far as getting into his glove, but having a little bit of the yips when it comes to the throw as he's throwing it down into the dirt.
Mason Gonzalez comes to the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a double. He will pop this one up. Macias in on it. He'll make the catch in left field for out number 2. 2 away for Andrew Sanchez. Sanchez with a sac fly to center his first time up, an RBI sac fly.
And Christian looking to try to see if he could tag up. That ball was just not hit deep enough to give him an opportunity at it, so he's still at second.
Morales from the stretch. The first pitch in for ball 1.
Andrew Sanchez, towering figure there in the batter's box. Big, big kid. He's trimmed up a little bit in the offseason from last year to this year, so.
The 1-0. This is fouled back and out of play for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Adolfo Uribe on deck. Caro extends his lead at second. Why are he holding him on? The 1-1 pitch. That's out. That's outside for a strike.
I guess that sort of works.
And that'll go 1-2. That was actually in the left-handed batter's box. The 1-2. That pitch in the dirt. And what a great jump by Caro, who will pick up a stolen base.
He's just like, man, if he's not going to come and look at me and let me know that he's paying attention, old Diego Morales. And Rivas was very smart on that and took off before he even started the windup.
2-2 the count. Deuce is wild for Andrew Sanchez.
And one pass ball away from another run.
That pitch high and outside for ball 3. And the count goes full.
Josh Hernandez doing a great job of trying to slide that in for a called strike and framed it for the umpire, but he was having none of it as it was definitely outside.
Morales from the windup. The payoff pitch. That is cut on and hit out to right. That could be trouble.
Oh, wow.
But Luna was able to get underneath it and make the catch.
Yeah, he did.
To end the inning. The Raiders get no runs on no hits. They leave one.
Battling the sun as well. He did a great job there to corral that ball, that fly ball.
And on to the third we go. Raiders leading this one 5-1. Jacob Signs back out to pitch the third.
And defensively, let's see, 1-7, 14, 8, or 6 is Connor.
Yeah, I don't see any changes. No defensive changes.
Adolfo, Mason.
Nathan Miller in the house. Nathan, one of last year's graduates.
Yes, sir.
Due up for the Texans in the third. Macias, Chavez, and Hernandez. That's your 9, 1, and 2 hitters.
I kept it nice and warm for you.
Yeah. So Tim will be here in a little bit. Time is it? Now we still got some time. That pitch in for a strike to Macias. And Signs pick up getting a first pitch strike. Derek Chavez on deck. Pitch sails high for ball 1.
Double duty over here. I had triple duty one year at Cedar Park. I worked Game Changer, did the primary broadcast, kept book, and updated the. It was not
That
pretty.
was that one where you and Kathleen did, right?
Yes, Kathleen got there and helped me with
That is hit
scoreboard.
back up the middle. That'll be a base hit for R.J. Macias.
Yeah, she helped me with the scoreboard, luckily, to jump in there. And, yeah, I think that was my first go at the play-by-play, trying to fill the shoes of Mr. Michael Francis. And believe me, folks, not a simple task by any means. I think I only got booed 3 or 4 times, though, so it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, you probably didn't have the chat line up. Throw over to first will not be in time. Derek Chavez is 0 for 1. He grounded the third his first time up. Signs from the stretch. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike 1.
That's why I figured I'd put you there now while I still got 8 minutes to be here.
The 0-1 pitch. Nice little changeup.
Pitch. What
drops in.
It did. I mean, absolutely bottom drop. Just floated right in there for a called strike.
0-2 the count to Chavez.
Jacob, see if he can add a K to his tally here.
That pitch just outside for ball 1.
And again, Pruitt also trying to do that great framing job and just suck that ball right into the corner of the strike zone. But
1-2 the count. Signs come set.
There's a just a bit out.
Pitch just misses outside.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. And of course,
Euchre
we lost a great
moved on.
Bob Euchre.
He's calling those games with Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth now, and at the Fiddler's Greens
is fouled off. As that was a good cover swing, and that will send Macias back to first base.
Yeah, you see that. You see those that foul straight back behind them to the net. That just tells you they barely missed that, squaring up on that pitch.
Throw to first, not in time, as Macias dives back in. Josh Hernandez on deck for the Texans. Pruitt gives the sign. The 2-2 pitch. That's in the turf.
A great job of keeping that ball in front of him.
And that will work the count full.
Drops to those knees, corrals that ball, and keeps the batter or runner, should I say, at first base. Love seeing that.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for out number 1.
But the runner does advance on the steal or defensive indifference. They were definitely concentrating on making sure to get that out.
Josh Hernandez makes his way to the plate. Hernandez 1 for 1 with a single his first time up. O.J. Ruiz on deck. Fastball cut on and fouled back out of play for strike 1.
Now maybe with the lefty batter, let's roll there and then do picture-in-picture. Click on. And now we have the primary view, so you have to just turn this on each time. If you switch it over, it turns off the picture-in-picture. So you have to go there and there to turn it back on. But I think we're gonna play with this for the lefty batters here, so we could try to.
Macias extends his lead. This is hit back up the middle. for a base hit, and that'll put runners on the corners. Had Signs come off the mound a little more toward first, he would have been able to play that, and that would have been a easy put out at first.
Yeah, and then Christian Carl was back in the hole there at second, already making his move from keeping the runner on.
Runners on the corners for O.J. Ruiz. Ruiz with an RBI double his first time up.
And runners on the corners.
With one out.
Get a little double play ball action here.
From the stretch. This is cut on and hit back up the middle. This will be a base hit. Throw to third will not be in time. And Ruiz with another RBI single.
A really good arm there from Joe Burry, cutting that off. And I'm sorry, Connor Thompson is in center.
Runners on the corners for Aiden Ortiz. Ortiz grounded his second his first time up.
Yeah, still back to runners on the corners, and you got your update. Perfect. All right,
Raiders leading this one 5-2. Signs come set. First pitch outside for ball one.
All right, it's about my time to duck out of here. Mr. Francis, I hate to leave you high and dry, but I will be back tomorrow, ready for our next game.
Well, Tim should be here in a short. Throw to first will not be in time.
And Tim can jump in and hop on the mic so we don't have to worry about somebody having to do triple duty.
Want to know the count to Ortiz.
Appreciate everybody out there. Thanks again for listening to Rouse Raider Baseball.
Cut on and hit to right. That'll be an RBI single for the Ruiz.
All right, and they're just plugging along here as CC Ray. Of course, the game before this, they were very dominant, I think winning 14-0, 16-0. Yeah, they run ruled them and finished in 5 against McCallum. And now a quick powwow session here with the infield and catcher just to let Jacob know, hey, man, don't change a thing. You're doing great. He has done very well to this point, and just now it just needs to work on starting to get a little inside, get a little outside, just keep these guys on their heels.
The Texans have just spotted their hits really good.
Very well, very well. Yeah, they're picking the right ones and really swinging. They're not letting them get by and, taking advantage of that good pitch.
Well, had Gonzalez been playing off first, he probably would have fielded that ball.
Right.
But he was holding the runner on. Carlos Luna will come up. He struck out looking his first time up. He will take for strike one. Runners at first and second with one out. All right, Bubba. Check swing and a miss for strike two. Yeah, we're just doing the 5 o'clock game, yeah. So, yeah, be back with us tomorrow as we will do the nightcap for the Raiders. Swing and a miss for strike three. And out number 2. That will bring up Ethan Garza. Garza popped up to first his first time up. Raul Trevino on deck. Pruitt gives us a sign. Signs will step off, and they're going to meet at the mound. Make sure they're on the same page. The interesting thing is now they have the communication system to the catcher. So the coach can communicate directly to the catcher the pitches without having to give signals. First pitch, that is fouled back out of play for strike one. Nothing in one, the count to Garza. Pitch outside for ball one. This has popped up. Pruitt tracking it. He'll make the catch, and that will do it. The Raiders get out of the inning. And the Texans will put 2 runs aboard on 4 hits. And they leave 2. On to the bottom of the third we go. Due up for the Raiders in the third, Arribas, Solis, and Pruitt. Diego Morales back out to pitch the third. Raiders leading this one 5-3 after 2.5. And there comes Mr. Texas himself, Timothy Francis, a lifetime Raider out of the class of 2014. Grab your headset, Bubba. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball here on SHN Sports. I'm Michael Francis alongside Tim Francis and Jaime Caro. Jaime Caro, the engineer for the day. Tim stepping in to be the analyst, and Arribas will draw the walk on a hit by pitch. One on with no outs for Jacob Solis. Solis drew the walk his first time up. He's 0 for 0, and he came around to score. Run number 5. Carson Pruitt on deck. Solis will take for ball 1. So, Tim, good to have you with us. Glad to be here. Don't be shy. Speak up. As I mentioned, Tim out of the 2014 class. He was a 3-year varsity starter. This is line to second. And a throw to first in time for a bang-bang double play. Actually, we'll go L4. 4, and that'll go 4-3 on the putout of Urives. That'll bring up Carson Pruitt. Pruitt 1 for 1 with a single. Scott Knight on deck. Just one of those things, Tim, where you just kind of caught in no man's land, and you don't really have that opportunity when you have a liner to second.
Yeah, unfortunate. It was a hard strike.
Oh, and that will get him on the shoulder. Second hit batter of the inning. Make sure your mic's good and in front of your mouth.
Okay, all right.
I can hardly hear you.
Okay, all right.
All right, that's a little better.
Wind is ferocious out there right now.
It is really blowing hard from right to left. Scott Knight is 0 for 0. He drew a walk back in the first and was left stranded at second base. Joe Burry on deck. He will take outside for ball 1. Hernandez gives the sign. Morales checks Graves at first. That pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Tim, this field looks much different than when you played here.
Got turf now.
You got turf and a fence, check swing, and a miss for strike 1. A new fence, 325 down the right field line, 324 down the left, 381 to straightaway center. The 2-1 pitch. Throw down to second, not in time. And Knight will be called on the strike, and it'll make it 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And if it was 4 of a kind, we'd have 2 on board, but we only have 1. Raiders doing a little begging over in their dugout. From the stretch, the 2-2 pitch gets the outside corner and catches Knight looking for the third out. That will end the inning for the Raiders. They get no runs on no hits. They leave 1. And after 3 complete, it's 5-3 Rouse. Jacob Signs back out to pitch the 4th. Due up for the Texans in the 4th, Trevino, Kruger, and Macias. Macias getting things started back in the 3rd with a leadoff single and came around to score. Tim, part of that 2014 class with Taylor Ward, Hunter Lansford, Tyler Somerville, Wesley Geisler, just to name a few.
Three of them coworkers now.
That's right. Hunter owns his own glass company. That's Age Glass. Raul Trevino will step in. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He will take for strike 1 on a fastball down the middle. The 0-1 delivery, that's outside for ball one. One pitch is upstairs for ball two. 2-1 the count to Trevino. The 2-1 pitch, that's cut on and missed for strike two, and that will even things up. Tim, one of the more dominant lefties in Rouse history. The 2-2 pitch. That is fouled away, and the count will remain even at 2.
Do they still have the record board up the main hallway in there?
No, they actually took it down.
Oh.
Those records are no longer there, and all of them, if not all of them, have been broken. That pitch just misses upstairs for ball 3.
I know these
and that'll work the count full.
Past few seasons have been pretty great out here.
Yeah, they really have. 2 out of 4 of the last 4 seasons have seen the Raiders in the state tournament. That pitch fouled away. And it's cut on and hit out to right.
Dive.
And that is going to be caught. That'll be 1 away. What a great diving catch by Adolfo Erives. That will bring up Kelly Kruger. Kruger grounded short his first time up. He will take for strike 1.
It's a very nice painting of the corner.
The 0-1 delivery, that's upstairs for ball 1. That'll even it up. So usually with the first broadcast, we're trying to work out all of our bugs. This is fouled back for strike 2. So please let us know how we're sounding. Let us know how the pictures are coming across. As we've made some changes this year and we have more camera angles, trying to make it a more enjoyable experience. The 1-2 from Signs paints the outside corner, catches him looking for strike 3 call. 2 away for R.J. Macias. Derek Chavez on deck. First pitch high and inside for ball 1. The 1-0, that is fouled away for strike 1. Tim playing with some of those lean Rouse Raider baseball years. When the Raiders were first getting underway. 1-1 pitch down and away for ball 2. So coming from those early classes, Tim, when you're seeing the success over the past 7 years.
That was a good pitch.
That pitch is on the inside corner for strike 2. So it's definitely got to bring a level of pride to you to see success in the program.
Definitely. Even when Seth played.
That is hit out to center.
Great.
And Thompson underneath it to make the catch, and that will do it. the Texans go in order in the fourth. On to the bottom we go. Raiders leading this one 5-3. Due up for the Raiders, Burry, Caro, and Thompson. Diego Morales back out to pitch the fourth. Josh Hernandez behind the plate. Raiders will begin district play starting Tuesday night right here versus the Glen Grizzlies. As they will once again run the gauntlet of District 25 5A. And amongst the district, all the LISD 5A schools, Leander, Glen, Cedar Park, and Rouse. Then you pick up the Hayes ISD schools with Buda Hayes and Kyle Lehman. And also Lockhart in that mix.
I'll say that's probably the biggest difference is your reclassification and district layouts now with all the growth in the area.
And it doesn't follow the football district. The football district's actually in Region 3. Baseball's in Region 4. Pitch just a bit outside for a strike to Burry for strike one. Caro on deck. The 0-1 pitch. In for strike two. Now that was a strike. All day, every day. 0-2 the count. Burry is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss for strike three, and that will do it for Burry. He is blown out to left, struck out looking, and struck out swinging. He's 0 for 3 now. That will bring up Christian Caro. He is 1 for 1 with a single to left and a walk. He has come around to score once. He will take for a strike called a ball. Well, Jonathan kind of had it right when he said it was there. He's consistently inconsistent. Same exact pitch. He calls a strike. 1-1 the count. Nobody on with one out. That pitch in on the hands. It is hit over to first. It'll be played by Trevino. He'll lob it to Morales to get the out. That will go 3-1 for out number 2. That will bring up Connor Thompson. Thompson is 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded to second. First pitch. This is swung on and fouled back out of play for strike one. Morales really having that rocky first inning, but he has settled in and definitely controlled his game a lot better. That pitch down the middle for strike two. And Thompson in an 0-2 hole. The 0-2 pitch, that is fouled off. Another pitch in on the hands as he's jammed Caro and almost jammed Thompson, but he was able to foul it off. Mason Gonzalez on deck. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. As Morales retires the side in order for the first time this afternoon. After 4 complete, it's 5-3 Rouse. On to the 5th we go. Due up for the Texans in the 5th. Back to the top of the order. Chavez, Hernandez, and Ruiz. So definitely want to remind everybody that to set your clocks forward Saturday night as we spring forward. For those of y'all that go to church, you don't want to be an hour late on Sunday morning. Jacob Signs back out to pitch the 5th. Raiders don't have anybody warming up. And I'm not sure what his pitch count is. We'd have to ask our game changer. And he just happens to be sitting right next to me. How many? 64 pitches for Mr. Signs. First pitch offering, a strike looking. Chavez 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded to third. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. One the count. That pitch in for a strike.
Seemingly the same spot as it was last pitch.
The 1-2. Pruitt sets up outside. That pitch will be outside for ball 2, and that will even it up. Josh Hernandez on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball. This is cut on and hit out to right. This will be a base hit for Chavez. Hernandez will make his way to the plate. He is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and he has come around to score both times. Tell you what, I'm thinking I should have wore a jacket.
The wind drops it quite a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That little wind chill factor. O.J. Ruiz on deck. Hernandez batting from the left side. Swing and a miss for strike 1. The 0-1, that's in the turf for ball 1. That will even things up at 1. Chavez takes off for second. Cover swing is fouled away for strike 2. All right, Tim, I'm going to ask you as a pitcher. You got a 1-2 count with a runner on first. When you're a pitcher, what are you looking to do here? What plays are you looking at? We do have some activity going in the Raider bullpen.
I'm looking for a ground ball. Anything to give the infield the opportunity to roll. And at worst case scenario, it's a simple out. But trying to trying to get the fours, trying to get the double play.
The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside for ball 2, and that will even the count. So where are you looking to locate the pitch on a lefty batter?
Lefty's hard because I like riding the right side of the plate.
Swing and a miss. Throw down to second.
Oh,
Will not be in time. And
He
Chavez will pick up a stolen base.
just bobbled it a little bit, but the throw was pretty darn good.
Signs able to retire Hernandez for the first time tonight.
Looks like shortstop took some cleats to the knee.
O.J. Ruiz will make his way to the plate. He has 2 RBIs, and he is singled and doubled. And he's been left stranded twice. Coach Crippine will call time. He's going to make a trip out to the mound. We do have number 8, Colby Driscoll, warming up in the bullpen. So, Tim, you've been in this kind of situation several times. The coach isn't always kind when he's coming out there, right?
No, no. Very serious. Of course, I mean, you're already serious out there. Nobody likes being pulled. Trying to make it to 5 innings minimum. You know, industry standard 5 innings. And you've probably seen the lineup coming up on your 3rd time by that time.
Yeah,
you know, if you've had that good of an outing.
He's starting to go through the 3rd time right now.
But then, you know, this early in the season, you have the chance to work through adversity and kind of put yourself in some, or I guess be able to deal with these situations, you know, as they come to, you know, kind of work through how to ground yourself and, you know, trust on all the stuff that worked the earlier innings.
First pitch to Ruiz will get the outside corner for strike 1. One on with 1 out. Raiders leading this one 5-3 here in the top of the 5th. Signs will deal high on the outside corner for ball 1. That will even it up. Chavez extends his lead at second. Signs from the stretch. He'll check the runners second. He'll spin off the mound and looking back. Aiden Ortiz on deck. The 1-1 pitch, that is fouled back for strike 2.
Being this ahead in the count, I'm feeling confident. Not that I'm going to strike out, but you have a sense of relief that you can start.
Gives you a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you can use something that, you know, you wouldn't throw on a 3-2 count.
Signs will step off and look Chavez back to the bag at second base.
But now I'm sure kids these days, the high schools these days, have really good analytics. All the stuff that, you know, baseball's changed since I've played. And
Yeah,
you get
all the things that are available to them, right?
Right, exactly.
The 1-2 pitch,
Yeah.
down and away.
The analytics, you know, I'm sure coaches look at, you know, how these kids hit.
Well, they do have a pitch count now.
Mm.
110 pitches is the maximum pitch count. But you can finish a batter even if you have 110 pitches, but you have to be in that at bat. That is popped up and fouled back out of play. And the count will remain even at 2. Ray out of Corpus Christi. A little ways from home. The 2-2 pitch. Into the turf for ball 3, and Ruiz has worked the count full.
I'd like to see him try and go on the lower inside part of the box. See if you can get him to roll over.
That's fouled back, and the count remains full.
Get enough sleep in there?
To be honest with you, no. Sleep comes hard to me these days. The payoff pitch misses down and away for ball 4, and Ruiz will draw the walk, and that will put 2 on board for Aiden Ortiz.
But this isn't no hope lost. Now you have the force back into play. So as long as you don't give up a good line drive.
You got to force at any base.
Yeah. Except for home.
Well, I wasn't referring to
Not bad. I know.
to the plate.
I figured.
I know technically, yes, I guess. Well, no, it's not a base. It's home plate. I guess his pitches are just a little bit low. Ball 1 to Aiden Ortiz. He's 1 for 2. He is grounded to second and singled. And he has an RBI to his credit.
Second baseman is definitely recognized. Played the
That
short.
is line to
Exactly.
second and double play, and the Raiders get out of the inning.
Nice job. Second baseman.
That was line to Caro.
He made a great adjustment.
That'll go 4-3 on the put out of Ruiz. Well, I am hearing some Super Mario or something going on.
Get a hold of it.
I got that. Got a little Donkey Kong or Super Mario going on. I wasn't quite in the Nintendo generation. Mine was Atari. There you go. Pong was my first video game. And I thought I was in high cotton when I had that thing. And it was a brick. Do what? Yeah. Leisure Suit Larry. So, but we had arcades back then, and so that was fun. Arcades are not as common as they were back in the day. Usually you have to go to Chuck E. Cheese or Austin Park and Pizza, something like that. Gaddyland. But we would go to the mall. That's where the arcades were. We were at the mall when I was growing up. I know I'm dating myself on that. But I did find out that Rouse and my alma mater actually played each other in softball here this year. I graduated from the big metropolis of Godley, Texas, class of 1986. Mason Gonzalez at the plate. He is 1 for 2. He has flown out to left and doubled, and he came around to score. He will take for ball 1. Diego Morales pitching the 5th. Andrew Sanchez on deck. This is popped up and
The wind is
hit
taking
out to center.
the wind.
And
Really?
Chavez able to get underneath it. That ball was moving on him quite a bit, but it was a good catch as it took him to the warning track. A deep fly ball. For out number 1. That'll bring up Andrew Sanchez. Sanchez will take for ball 1. Sanchez is sac flied to center, scoring a run. And he is struck out. The 2-0 pitch. That's inside for ball 3. You know, I like what I'm hearing from the Ray fans. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike 1. Is they're doing a good job of encouraging their players. They're not being ugly, you know, and they're not really disputing any of the calls. This has popped up and hit out to shallow right center, and that will be caught by the second baseman, Carlos Luna, for out number 2. And that will bring up Adolfo Erives. Erives has reached on an error, and he is grounded to second. Well, no, he hadn't grounded to second. I'm sorry. He was a 4-3 put out, but he was hit by a pitch. That pitch misses low for ball 1 to Erives. Jacob Solis on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 1. The 1-1 pitch. That's outside for ball 2.
Catcher's doing a really good job of framing it.
He has. He has sold some pitches that were not strikes. But he's been solid at the plate, too. He's number 2 in their order. This was lined into right field. This will be a base hit for Erives. 1 on with 2 outs for Jacob Solis. Solis has walked and lined to second. Carson Pruitt on deck. Hernandez, a solid athlete for the Texans behind the plate. Morales toes in from the stretch. First pitch offering. In for a strike. He's been doing a good job of painting that outside corner. The 0-1.
Same spot.
It's the same spot for strike 2, and Solis quickly down in the count. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch.
It's the same spot again.
Back pick, not in time. The same spot, but it was not a call to strike that time. So now I'm going to switch it around on you, Tim. Now you're the batter. All right, you've been at the plate. You've been down an account. What are you looking for right here?
Wasn't known for batting, that's for sure.
Well, you did work yourself into the lineup as a DH in your senior year.
Put the ball in play.
Swing and a miss. Throw down to second will not be in time, but it doesn't matter as that was out number 3 on the strikeout. To end the Raider 5th. They get no runs on no hit. They leave one. And after 5 complete, it is 5-3 Rouse. On to the 6th we go. Due up for the Texans, Luna, Garza, and Trevino. Jacob Sines makes his way back out to the plate.
Do I want it shut?
I got it. What do you need? How much do you need? Yeah, go ahead. 89. 89?
Yep.
Signs, I think. This right here shows you.
Tell you what, that sun has gone down and it has gotten chilly. Usually when the sun goes down, the wind will die down somewhat, but so far it hasn't. Lights are on the field and we're looking pretty good. I am liking these camera angles so far. Our transmitters are holding up. First pitch in for a strike to Luna. Luna has struck out twice. He has struck out looking and swinging. That pitch misses for ball 1. That will even it up. Luna hoping to avoid the hat trick here. The 1-1 pitch gets the outside corner for strike 2.
It just got really good pacing. I like the fast pace.
The 1-2 gets the outside corner, catches him looking.
Nice.
And Luna with a hat trick on strikeouts. Twice looking, 1 swinging. That will bring up Ethan Garza. He's 0 for 2. He has popped up to first and to the catcher. That pitch fouled off for strike 1. Raul Trevino on deck. The 0-1 pitch is cut on a hit over to third. Played by Knight. The throw to first will be in time, and that will retire Garza. 5-3 on the putout for out number 2.
He's working through the middle of the lineup really well.
Yeah, he's done well through the back half of the lineup. His struggles have been at the top of the lineup.
And this is the third rotation through?
Yes.
And this is typically where you would see batters starting to take advantage, but seeing him come out here and
Trevino will foul that one off for strike 1.
So far worked through the inning really well.
Kelly Kruger really helping out his on-deck fielding percentage for the game. That's 500 as he let one go by, and someone from the Raiders fielded that ball. Just another silly made-up stat that we have, on-deck fielding percentage. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch. That's inside for ball 2.
Corpus Christi wanting the sacrificial
The 2-1 right down the middle for strike 2.
at bat, wanting to wear it. Fans letting them know.
The 2-2. This is hit out to right. This will drop in for a base hit. And Ray with a man on board for Kelly Kruger. Kruger, the designated hitter. He is grounded to short and was caught looking. So he's 0 for 2.
I noticed batters now draw the cross in the dirt instead of kissing the chain.
Yeah, you get some. They write a number in the dirt and then do a cross. And that is inside pitch, and he drives that one to left. That will be off the fence. And they're rounding him to home. Throw to home
Gone.
will be in time, and he's out.
What a throw by the shortstop.
Throw by the shortstop, Jacob Solis, to get the Raiders out of the inning as the third base coach sent Trevino home, and he was thrown out at the plate. That will go 7-6-2. On the putout of Trevino. That was a double for Kruger. And Signs gets out of the inning. 5-3. On to the 7th we go. Or on to the Raiders half of the 6th. I'm sorry, not 7th. It just messed my book up because the Raiders went one deep, batted 10 in the first, and so you have to go into the next line, next column. And so these are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way through 10. So that's where I messed up. We're in the bottom of the 6th with Diego Morales back out on the mound. He has 89 pitches. He's got 21 left in the tank. Carson Pruitt on deck, or due up, and Scott Knight and Joe Burry. You do have another pitcher getting loose, number 12, Christian Caro. There we go. Yep. Our second baseman is getting loose. Carson Pruitt is 1 for 1. He has singled RBI with an RBI single and has been hit by a pitch. Morales will deal. This one is hit out to right field, and that is going to fall for a base hit. Pruitt will round first and turn and go back as Ortiz got to it pretty quickly. It took a hop, but didn't really bounce too far outside of the field of play or outside of the foul line.
Got a pinch runner on for him now.
That is a courtesy runner, not a pinch runner. You should know that as a pitcher. Huh?
Said apologies.
No apologies. Come on, I'm funning with you, dude. Funning with you, man. Adrian Graves, courtesy running for the catcher. Throw to first. Not in time. Trevino does a good job of fielding that throw over. As a couple of Morales' throwovers have been kind of iffy. Pitch outside for ball one to Scott Knight. Knight is 0 for 1. He has drawn a walk and has been caught looking. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch just outside for ball two.
He's looking for that spot the umpire would give him last inning.
Morales at 92 pitches. Joe Burry on deck. Now we have Driscoll getting loose again. And pitched down and away for ball three. Three and 0 the count to Scott Knight. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike one. That pitch outside for ball four, and Knight will draw the walk, and that will put two on board. Morales at 94 pitches, and coach will call time, and that's going to be it for Morales. See who we're bringing on. It's like number 21. Jaron Sandoval. Will come on in relief of Diego Morales. Runners at first and second with nobody out for Joe Burry. Burry 0 for 3. He has flown out to left, been caught looking, and struck out swinging. Christian Caro on deck. So, Jaime, I've been told that we can get some software. I think it's called DaVinci, that we may be able to add replay to our broadcast. But really, for it to be effective, you really need to have somebody on a manned camera. Right. Just using these static cameras may not be really good for that. So it may not be worth the investment at this time unless. Burry shows bunt. He lays off for ball one. He shows bunt again, lays off. Wow, what a good pitch. That looked like a strike to me. Ball two. Two and 0 the count. Runners at first and second. for Jaron Sandoval. That pitch in for a strike. Sandoval from the stretch. And a 2-1 count to Joe Burry. Burry shows bunt once again, lays off on another great pitch. Wow, I don't know what's happening here. Maybe it's just the change from seeing Morales pitch, but he's really painted that outside corner really good twice.
And then he gave it
just
to
haven't
him,
got the call.
Third, fourth inning, and then now fifth, sixth, it seems he's gotten tighter.
He leaves his bat head out there and will take the strike on a high pitch. On one, he should have drew the bat back. Now he's worked himself into a full count.
Yeah, needs to do his job. Needs to move the runners without rolling a double play.
Sandoval has the sign. That pitch outside for ball 4. And the bases are loaded. For Christian Caro. Caro is singled and walked and has grounded to first. Caro batting from the left side.
Couldn't tell what the ump just yelled at the dugout. Said something to him.
First pitch in for a strike. Breaking ball. This is hit out to the left. This will score 2 runs.
And he cut it off.
A 2-run RBI single for Christian Caro.
Dugout's come alive now.
Raiders extend their lead 7-3 over the Texans. All right, we're going to bring in a pinch runner for Caro, as I believe he's probably looking to bring him out as a closer in the next inning. And so we have number 2. Do we know who number 2 is? Liam Mongold is pinch running for Christian Caro. Mason Gonzalez on deck with Connor Thompson in the box. Thompson is 1 for 3. He has singled, grounded to second, and struck out. That pitch down and away for ball 1. Sandoval from the stretch. Trevino playing up for the bunt. And he will pop this one up into foul territory, and that will fall harmlessly to the ground, but a great effort by Carlos Luna trying to get to it to make the catch. The wind probably having a little effect on that. Jonathan checking in. Go Raiders. Sounding great, gents. Thank you, sir.
I'd prefer you to be here, Jonathan.
1-1 the count. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Thompson. Runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Hernandez gives the sign. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball high and outside for ball 2. Caro getting loose in the bullpen. Burry working it over at second, getting that lead and causing Sandoval to step off and reset. Sandoval taking a long look in. 2-2 count to Thompson. The 2-2 pitch. This is hit out to right. A fly ball, and that will not be deep enough to advance anybody. That'll be a fly ball out to right field. One away for the left-handed hitting Mason Gonzalez. Blake calls him Bork. Blake, you're going to have to explain that one, Bubba. How was that name earned? Andrew Sanchez on deck. Sandoval comes set, spins off. He'll throw back to second. Not in time as Burry's back in. The first pitch to Gonzalez high and outside for ball 1. Driscoll getting loose again. Throw back to second, not in time. As Garza applied the tag, but the hand was already on the bag. That will hit him on the shoulder to load the bases. Bases loaded for Andrew Sanchez. And he's the type of hitter that could blow this game open with one swing of the bat. This is hit deep to right center, and that will go all the way to the fence. And that will score 3 runs as the pitcher will cut it off. That is a 3-run RBI double for Andrew Sanchez. Raiders now leading this one 10-3. Oh, Sanchez is Bork. Okay, I got you. That pitch misses for ball 1 to Adolfo Arribas. Arribas has reached on an error. He's been hit by a pitch and he's singled. Jacob Solis on deck. Sandoval comes set. The 1-0. This is fouled back for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. I think the dugout is calling out Bork. I guess they're talking to Sanchez out there. The 1-2 pitch. Wow. Not sure where that one missed. 2-2. If it's anything that close, you should be swinging.
You'd think.
Of course, that would probably jam him in on the hands.
Yeah, he's already jammed once.
2-2 the count. 1 on with 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for Rivas for out number 2. And that will bring up Solis, the 9th batter of the inning.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was a great pitch. Breaking ball in.
The 0-1 in for strike 2. And Solis in an 0-2 hole. What are you going to throw him right here, Tim?
I'm putting something low.
Down and away for ball 1.
And I'm still doing it again this pitch, too.
One and 2. That is lined back up the middle. That is going to score Sanchez as he rounds third. Throw to second will be in time, but the Raiders will score that 6th run of the inning on the RBI single.
There you go. That's the explanation you want. Bork is his gamer tag.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
For like Xbox or PlayStation.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. See, if you were here, Jonathan, I wouldn't have to ask.
Little side note
But
is
thank you.
Is that the Martinez? Is Robert Martinez's younger brother on the team?
Who's that?
Robert Martinez's younger brother. Is he on the team?
Yeah, there's a cousin or something like that that's playing.
That's why I recognize his dad.
Yeah, his
I've
dad's
seen
here.
him in 10 years.
So that was cut off by the. So it went 8-3-5 on the putout of Jacob Solis to end the 6th. The Raiders lead it 11-3. On to the 7th we go. And we have, is it Colby Driscoll? Colby Driscoll on in relief. What is it? Oh, time limit? Oh, well, game done. Boom. We're done. Raiders pick up a win this second game. They go 1-1 on the day as they defeated the Texans 11-3. Jacob Signs with the win as the Raider bats just took advantage in timely situations as they had 2 big innings in the 1st and the 6th. So be with us tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Well, I want to try to get started a little bit earlier. So today was a little bit of a learning curve, getting all of our equipment set up for the first time and in use. So turned out well. I think we did good. And so I want to thank Jonathan Kaspar and Tim Francis and Jaime Caro stepping in and engineering our video production and sound and all of that. So I want to thank these guys for our first time. We want to thank y'all for tuning in and watching Rouse Baseball on SHN Sports, the happy final here this evening. 11-3 Rouse. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody.